All right. So I just want to start this off by talking about how great I am, and I didn't even know it. But have you guys seen any of this Robert Kraft type news? All right. Well, he's the owner of the Patriots, and he just recently got caught for paying for sex acts at a massage parlor in Finley. Or in Florida. Finley's definitely not that good for that, but in Florida, and I don't know if you guys remember, but in my last set, I talked about how you should come before any important decision that you make. And I don't know if you know this, but the Patriots have been the most winning NFL team for over the last 15 years. I didn't even know it, but he was taking my advice. The owner of an NFL team has a lot of important decisions to make. Just go ahead and let the man come, before he makes those. He went before the AFC Championship. Guess what happened? They won. So thank you for making this better, Robert Kraft. But on a change of subject, have you guys ever heard of Venmo?
Yes.
All right, Venmo, it's a long online banking type situation. But they made it very social media-like still. Like you can like people's payments. You have to put why you're paying somebody, like all that type of shit. Like you can't even pay for things without asking for likes. So, but I don't know if you guys knew this, but Venmo is actually an acronym, and it just means values exchange for narcotics, marijuana, or opiates. That's not true. I don't know if you caught it, but I had it at the F and there for 4 in order to make that joke work. But that's what it should be called. Something very close to that. 'Cause that's all Venmo is just trying to come up with clever ways to say, here's your money for drugs. All right? It's pretty convenient that $40 for dinner is the same amount that an eighth costs. Or, $225 for a Denver trip. All right, gotcha. I see what's going on here. But yeah, social media is a crazy thing. It's taken over the world. Venmo's just a small example. You can't pay people without even wanting likes for it or showing off. I paid so and so money. All it's used for is drugs, sex, or complaining. Because it really just makes complaining way too easy. Back in the day, when somebody was complaining about something, you cared about it more. Because nobody was tying themselves or chaining themselves to a tree without it actually being something important. Now the only things involving chains and some type of wood, you don't really make important. All right, nobody would be complaining about such petty things the song "Baby It's Cold Outside" if you had to set yourself on fire in order to do that. Obviously one of the reasons you aren't very cold if you're setting yourself on fire. but no, it's really a crazy world the way things work, but you can still tell them girls and guys use social media different. All right, selfies are an example of how that's used. Girls, they'll take selfies for any reason. It's I got a new pair of shoes. I gotta take a selfie about it. Hashtag new shoes, hashtag show me attention. But guys aren't really like that. If you see a guy and he starts taking a bunch of selfies, check on him. All right, he's going through some emotional state. Girls, they dye their hair. Maybe sometimes cut it when they're going through a rough time. But guys, they just change their profile picture. But a form of selfies that guys seem to really enjoy these days are dick pics. Yeah, I never really understand dick pics because it's really putting yourself out there. And the thing about random dick pics is I don't the type of girls they work on. Where I'm talking about first message. I have to approve this message to look at this dick pic type situation. Guys will just send it. And to me, it's just who wants that type of girl? It'd be the same thing as it's like cooking pizza rolls in the microwave. All right, you do it. At the end of the day, the job gets done. You aren't hungry anymore, but you just realize if I would have just put forth a little bit more work, you know, threw them in the oven, waited a little bit longer, like maybe I wouldn't feel so shitty about myself after this job was done. But also continuing about dick pics. People send them, and sometimes they aren't even hard. You know, I seen Chris Brown's. All right, like I just like to compare, see what's going on. And he wasn't even hard when he took the picture. And to me, it would just be like, you know, sending a picture that's not hard. It would be like watching a trailer for a comedy movie with the audio being turned off. Like as in, you know, you're missing part of it, but you still got enough parts to laugh at. Yeah, you know, you still got enough parts to laugh at, and the thing is, like, just the trailer with missing part of it, it doesn't really give you the vibe of, you know, like, is this gonna give me that climactic moment that I'm looking for in a movie? And I also don't know about you, but like my movie, like, can go from small budget to blockbuster, like really quick. So you don't want to false advertise at all. So social media nowadays and like dating, it really can go pretty extreme. Because like back in the day, you know, like nowadays, I understand that guys are crazy. There's certain people in us that can text the word hey. Like they don't realize that you can text hey too many times. You know, I've seen screenshots of girls' social media or of their messages, and it's being hey, 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 hey. Then you respond, and then you just get denying them, and then you just get a response of like, oh, well, you're a fat slut anyway. You know, but the thing is, that's awful. Like that shouldn't be the way things are. But if you look at the positive, you know, this is like the 1600s back in the day. You reject a guy, then all of a sudden you got to worry about like being a witch. You know, it's just, there ain't much to worry about. You don't got to worry about being fat when all of it's getting burned at the stake. But it's crazy to think about what like social or dating would be like way back when. Yeah, back in the day, you couldn't. There's no way that being secret admirer would work. Like imagine these days, like just sending a girl flowers and not. And there just being a note of like you look pretty. You know, people would freak out about those type of situations. And also, it's hard to imagine what dating would be like when there's way less selfies being taken. Yeah, now when you try to take a selfie with a girl, it's just it's like a photo shoot every single time. But then when you have to stand still to take a picture, I don't. Even the most photogenic girl no one's trying to do that. But the thing is about it that would help a lot of guys out. I think dick pics would be appreciated way more if it was way back then. Because being able to stand still for 2 hours to take a picture, you'd be quite the man right there. But the way the world works, I think the days of the grandparents' stories of I saw your grandma. I saw your grandma in a coffee shop, like for a while, and it was love at first sight. But it was a couple weeks before I was able to say hi because I was too shy. If you say that now, it's way taken creepy and like you're a stalker. Like, oh my God, you were looking at me for like 3 weeks before you said anything about that. But now you know, like looking forward in the future. Now the only thing is gonna be. Yeah, you know, I was drunk one night, swiped right, sent a dick pic, and now you were born 9 months later. That's where the story goes on that. But on a lighter note, have you guys heard this Momo challenge?
Yeah.
Right, it's pretty fucked up. You pretty much a YouTube kid video. This creepy thing comes on. It's like this is how you kill yourself. And you should kill yourself and blah blah blah, and it's pretty fucked up, and it's just not something that could work like when I was growing up. back in the day, the only thing about the internet that made you want to kill yourself was just how long the dial-up took. Yeah, those videos wouldn't work now because by the time they loaded, the kids would grow up and there would be no reason to be scared of them. But on an actual lighter note, I don't know if you know this, but the head of Nintendo actually resigned. And the dude taking his place is Doug Bowser. So
No fucking way.
I'm not looking up. True story. True story.
Like real, you didn't change it? That's real?
That's his name, Doug Bowser.
Shit.
Yeah, so just imagine that though. Like Bowser, like just your worst enemy. So when the Mario start coming out, just don't be surprised if Mario starts getting or if Bowser starts getting the princess. You know, you're playing Mario, you actually like die in the lava every time. Yeah, so like just think about it. Like working at Nintendo with a guy named Bowser would be pretty much the same thing as like walking in a Chicago YMCA, and then just the lifeguard you see, his name is George Zimmerman. Or dropping your kid off at a daycare, and the person running it is Liam Neeson. Or what about you drop your kid off at a Girl Scouts, and the person teaching it is R. Kelly. The name is R. Kelly. It just drops off and gives you a bad vibe about it all. The thing is about me is it really doesn't matter what you say, like there's no reason to be offended. Like if you're offended, it's kind of your own problem. And it's just, I feel like I should be able to say anything whenever. But at the same time, I understand that sometimes you gotta know your audience and what you say, there can be consequences. You know? Like, I'm not going into a ghetto and just like saying the N-word everywhere. It's not a good idea. Like, I'm not going to go into a vape shop and say, God hates gays. That's not a good idea. Even though there's no way they really can argue with me that hard, like when their breath smells like melon paradise. You know, like right in me. I'm not gonna go to Starbucks. Be like, yoga pants ain't pants. Partly because I don't really believe it. Yoga pants are great. Also, I'm not gonna like walk around Tiffin to pretty much any other store like Denny's or anything and be like, heroin is bad. I'm not like really trying to offend people. But on that one, that's almost all I got. Besides, I just want to explain this Patriots stuff that I'm using or wearing at the time. I am a Patriots fan, yeah, that's for sure. But also, I wasn't too sure about this second one. Anybody can do a good first one. The second one matters. So I just figured that if I could wear Patriots attire, somebody here would still give me a happy ending before I walked away. But that's it. So thank you.